Lesson 1.6 is about prime and composite numbers. What are the differences between those two types of numbers? So let's look at number 4. If I asked you to create factor arrays for number 4, you could come up with 1 row by 4 columns, or 2 rows by 2 columns, or 4 rows by 1 column. And that would give you a factor rainbow, if you were to list them there, of 1 times 4 and 2 times 2. Let's look at the number 10. In this case, you could create 1 row by 10 columns, 2 rows by 5 columns, 5 rows by 2 columns, or 10 rows by 1 column. And this would give you a factor rainbow that looks like this: 1, 2, 5, and 10, because 1 times 10 is 10, and 2 times 5 is 10. How about 16? I've listed them there, row by column, and you have a couple more. So you could come up with 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16. And you can see there how those factors are arranged in the order of 1, the connecting points. 1 times 16 would be a factor pair, 2 times 8 a factor pair, and 4 times itself another factor pair. Let's look at some more numbers. So if we just draw a line here and create the next set, how about factor arrays for 2, and 5, and 11? Right away you should notice that there are only 2 different arrangements, either 1 row or 1 column, which means that there are only 2 factors in each case. So what that tells you is that the ones on the right are prime numbers, meaning, and I'm just going to click over to the next screen, that a prime number has exactly 2 factors, 1 in the number itself. So let's think of some examples of prime numbers. 2, 19, 59, 89, and I'm sure you could list others. So by definition, a prime number has only 2 factors, 1 in the number itself, and then composite numbers have more than 2 factors, and there are lots and lots of examples of composite numbers. I've just listed 4 here: 8, 50, 75, and 100. So even though 1 has only 2 factors, 1 times 1, it is considered neither prime nor composite. So that sums it up. Here's the definition of prime numbers and composite numbers, and you're going to be engaging in some math activities in which you're going to list the factors, all the factors you can think of for each number, and then come to the conclusion of whether that number is a composite number or a prime number.